이어서 이 내용을 영어 성명인데 길기 때문에 축약해서 금글로리아 사무국장님이 낭독해 주시겠습니다.
Statement of People's Alliance Against Presidential Impeachment, January 31st, 2025. We condemn the violence of the legislature, which has violated the principle of separation of powers. The Supreme Court must prevent the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol and the acting President Han Duck-soo through constitutional law. Since December 16th, in spite of the freezing cold weather, we as members of the people of the Republic of Korea have held press conferences in front of the Supreme Court, which is the last bastion of the judicial branch. This was to protest against the legislative violence committed by the legislature, to rebuke the unjust political impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol, and to urge the Constitutional Court that it should make the right legal judgment in accordance with the Constitution instead of being influenced by external pressure. We will clearly point out the fact today's tragic national disaster has been caused by the criminal Lee Jae-myung, the representative of the Democratic Party. It is deplorable to see that in order to protect Lee Jae-myung, an ex-convicted with 4 criminal convictions, who is also currently on trial for 12 charges, the gigantic opposition, the Democratic Party has betrayed the trust of the people by degenerating from a public party to a private one. Korean presidential system provides that it is an inherent authority of the president to invoke emergency martial law as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the head of state, which is guaranteed by constitutional under the Article 77, paragraph 1 of the Constitution of the Republic of Korea. The president may declare martial law in accordance with the law when it is deemed necessary for him to respond to military needs or to maintain law and order in times of wars, incident, or equivalent national emergency by using troops. President Yoon declared martial law because of the dictatorship, repression, and tyranny of gigantic opposition Democratic Party. They impeached the cabinet members appointed by the president or insisted on special prosecutions, which systematically interfered with the normal operation of the country. Impeachment of the more than 20 times was something that should not have happened in Korea, which has a present system. They impeached constitutional institutions such as prosecutor's office, the chairman of the board of audit and inspection, and the judge of judiciary, and in order to take control of broadcasting, the president of Korean Communications Commission upon her appointment. Together with the patriotic people who love free Korea, we once again urge the Constitutional Court to accomplish its role. We hope that the justice of the Constitutional Court will not be indecisive, but go on to make strict and accurate judgment and ruling in accordance with the Constitution. We hope that the current national confusion will be calmed at an early stage by resolving the unfairness of the being impeached on a ridiculous charge of insurrection through determining that the President Yoon Suk-yeol's emergency martial law was a constitutional decision and a high-level act of governance in order to inspect the impregnable computer system of the National Election Commission, and by ruling on the constitutionality of the President's emergency martial law. Now we demand the followings. First, we strongly command the legislature, which has not put on the brake since the passage of the impeachment bill against President Yoon, becoming even more obsessed with madness, and which is racing wildly like an engine locomotive with broken brakes. Second, we strongly condemn the Democratic Party of Korea, which is betraying the trust of the people by degenerating from a public party to private one in order to protect an individual. Its party leader Lee Jae-myung, who has been criminally convicted 4 times and is currently on trial for 12 crimes. Third, we enthusiastically supported President Yoon Suk-yeol's constitutional decision to declare emergency martial law in the event of the wars, incident, or equivalent national emergency in accordance with the Article 77, paragraph 1 of the Constitution of Korea. Fourth, we strongly condemn Oh Dong-un, the chief of the Corruption Investigation Office for high-ranking officials, and a senior judge, Lee Soon-hyung of the Western District Court, who were involved in requesting and issuing the legal warrant. Fifth, the rise of President Yoon Suk-yeol's approval rating is due to public opinions resistance to atrocities of the Democratic Party. Lawmakers must be afraid of a people's judgment and not act racially any longer. 6. We strongly urge the Constitutional Court to make a fair ruling in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, not influenced by instigation and the threat of politicians and the media. 7th, hoping that the executioner's crazy sword dance done by the legislature and the media will stop immediately. We strongly urge the justice of the Constitutional Court not to be indecisive, but after deliberations go on to make strict and accurate judgment and rulings in accordance with the Constitution. 8. We actively support President Yoon Suk-yeol, who has shown a high level of governance and the Constitution decision to inspect the impregnable computer system of the National Election Commission and strongly condemn those who are driving for insurrections. 9th, hoping that the Constitutional Court will stop the tyrannical rule of the shameless political circles, we strongly urge it to get rid of forces disrupting the constitutional order by the authority of the Constitution. 10th, we strongly demand that the Constitutional Court dismiss the impeachment bill so that the opinion of the patriotic people may be respected and the unilateral dictatorship of the majority party breaking the balance of the separation of power may not be justified. Thank you, everyone.